Hello and welcome to my Sims 4 Snowy Escape house tour. I'm just going to tour this lot that I built. The lot traits should be in the bottom left corner of the screen. This house took me about a week to build. This house is built for a pretty small family. My Sims are just a family of 3. It's got some details that are specific to the Sims family itself and the narrative that I have for them, but overall I really enjoyed this new expansion pack and I loved building this house. It's amazing. So without any more commentary, let's tour the house. Okay, so the biggest idea I had for this house is that it is passed down, or it's generational, meaning that it has been in this family for generations. It was inherited from a matriarch or a patriarch, so it's pretty sizable, but that's only because it's older. And it does have a few cracks and some scratches, but the reason for that is obviously, despite how nice and well taken care of it is, it's still pretty old. In lieu of balconies, I chose some cool little rocks and some gravel because I thought that would also add to the oldness of it. Also, it has a pretty nice lush area around the house. It's covered in beautiful trees and this pond that I am so in love with. And fun fact, in The Sims 4 Snowy Escape, if you place these specific lily pads, then koi fish appear no matter what, making this pool a pond. I think that's pretty awesome. So walking into the house, it's got a pretty long, kind of sparse walkway with just a mailbox. I didn't want to clutter that area up too much. As with any Japanese house, you have a genkan. Don't ask how hard it was to put those freaking shoes there. And this is just a bird's eye layout of the first floor of the house. The stairs are different because this was a layout I took before I changed the stairs. It looks larger than it is. It's pretty cozy, actually, despite it being a lot more open concept. And I think that's really good for the house, personally. So just a quick pan of the inside of the first floor. It doesn't look too beat up on the inside. I chose that because even though it's an inherited / generational house, I figured they would take a lot more care of it on the inside. Like the cracks are in the top where they can't reach, but this is really, the main floor. So here we have the kitchen. It's smaller, but it's very modern. The patriarch of this family of Sims owns a restaurant, so he's a professional chef, so I figured I'd give him a nice, updated, modern kitchen with all these cool tools and gadgets to play with, because, he likes to cook, so I thought that it would be a nicer space for him. Moving on to the living room, it's a lot smaller. It's basically just a love seat, a fireplace, and a television, but I didn't want to make it too big and too crowded because, as you'll see in the next scene, they do have a kotatsu, which is a heated table that also serves as sort of a sitting area. It's a nice little cozy area that they can sit around and relax in, and it also is right next to the door to the backyard. And we also have in the back corner of the first floor a kotatsu, or the heated dining room table that they all sit at and eat all of their meals at. It's a nice area for all 3 of them to kind of sit and talk to one another, and as you can see in The Sims 4, you can also sleep at the kotatsu, which is pretty cool. And just a few other things, this first floor does have a bathroom. It's pretty small, just a sink, and no Japanese bathroom would be complete without those gnarly Japanese toilets. I hate that I said it that way. We also have an office, which is basically just the father space. It's mostly a bookshelf and a few old-timey things like decorations and clutter, and it's really just kind of a space that's his. Like, it has his awards on the wall, all the books are his, and it's basically his spot to work on, bills or restaurant stuff or anything like that. As for the backyard, I didn't want to give them too much on the back patio. Because they live in the mountainy region, I gave them, of course, a nice little fire pit area, which comes in handy, and just a little table for them to sit and talk at, but there's not like a grill or anything. It's a cold area, so they're not going to be outside much. Because this is an heirloom house, I did add a couple of tombstones in the back, mostly because the patriarch loves to come out and give gifts and bow to these tombstones, and I think that's a really nice touch. And on the other end of the backyard, I just wanted to give the matriarch something, so I gave her a nice little garden that she can tend to all the time and work on. Just a little small skill building activity. Moving on to the second floor of the house, I chose to make it a little more updated and modern because I figured that's where they spend the most time. This is just an overview of the top floor of the house. Once again, looks way bigger than it is. It's actually very cramped. It's also storming, which is really strange, but let's go room by room. Moving on to the first room, that would be my teenager's room. I made her room a little more messy because, you know, she doesn't feel like cleaning up. She's a teen, whatever. I also made her an athlete, so she's got some awards and team pictures on the wall, as well as a few other things. I really wanted to make her space kind of a small area, but it's definitely hers, you know, there's no other decorations from the rest of the house. It's definitely her zone, and I thought that would be really cute. Next to her room is the guest bathroom, which is pretty small. Yes, that shower is on the wall. The Sims can shower in one block without messing anything up, so sorry if that breaks some of the immersion. There is still the cool Japanese toilet, and she has her own bathtub, which I think is pretty cool. It's not an ensuite, but she's a teenager. She doesn't really need an ensuite in a house this small. And it's still basically hers, so, you know. Moving on to the master bedroom, I went all out with this room. It's a bit of a wraparound. They've got their own fireplace, which I think is nice. Lots of decorations and stuff on the wall, plenty of windows and natural light as well. They have these beautiful like paintings and tapestries from Snowy Escape that looks so cool to me. And of course there's a couple plants because the wife loves to garden, so I figured she'd have some indoor plants as well. And I love this little sitting area. I think it's really cute that they could sit and talk. And finally, we have the master bathroom. It's sort of closed off area, so it's sort of like an ensuite. Of course, we've got that awesome Japanese toilet and a few other nice things to kind of make it homey. I love this bathroom so much, mostly because it has an outdoor shower and an outdoor bathtub, which I think is so cool, especially in like a cold, snowy region. Can you imagine just on a nice chilly morning, you take a relaxing hot bath? My favorite part of the house by far. And that's pretty much the house. I'd like to think that I did a pretty decent job of putting everything together. It took a long time to make, but I couldn't be happier with it. I'm really excited to see where this goes. I'm also planning to make the restaurant that the family works at, so if you'd like to see a tour of that, obviously I'll make it as well. I debated ending the video here because, believe it or not, it's actually really difficult to film these stupid Sims. Like, ridiculously difficult. Why are you running like that? Why are you running like that? Is that a moth? Oh, I got bugs in my house? Ew, what the heck? Ew. Okay. Where are you going? Oh my god. Why are your clothes different? Oh my god, he has to pee. Oh my god, cut. Are you kidding me? And then we have the mat. Oh! I don't want to include that sound. Oh my god, but I hate myself. Oh, I hate myself. But all headaches aside, I really do love this expansion pack. I've been to Japan before, so it was really nice to see some of the more familiar stuff like vending machines and gacha machines, and obviously this beautiful river that looks just like the Meguro River in Tokyo. So I thought, why not do a little town tour as well? I'm not going to speak over it, it's just going to be cinematic, but without further ado, please enjoy the rest of the Snowy Escape Japanese village.
You're tense, I'm calm. You apply excessive force, I control that force through fluid motion. Do you see now? It means becoming like clear water.
Water.
Right. Water can take any form. Drifts without effort one moment, then pounds down in a torrent the very next.
was fluid like water.